Hey guys, welcome back to another great game of PlayEDH. Starting us off is Fahim with Nixilis. The King of Ping is back. Fetch lands, mana vaults, bowmasters, there's a lot of ping running around. And this man is set to capitalize, with both card advantage and a massive body that can just take your opponents out. In the next spot is Hidden Planet X on Talion. This is basically a demiristic study. You get to draw a bunch of cards, deal a whole bunch of damage, and with a clone subtheme, it won't matter what number you pick, as you get to pick them all. In the third spot is Mike on Tatyova, Benthic Druid. This is the epitome of Simic. Play lands, draw cards, take extra turns, play even more lands, draw even more cards, and drown your opponents in value. And bringing up the rear is Brennan on Nekusar. One of the old legends has reared its head. This deck is all about punishing your opponents for drawing cards, while also giving you plenty of card advantage to keep up. But without further ado, let's get onto the gameplay. Fahim starts off the game cracking an Arid Mesa for an untapped Blood Crypt, and passes. Hidden as a Morphic Pool into a Soul Ring. Brennan plays out a Sulphurous Springs into a Mana Crypt, tapping the Crypt for a Mind Crank. Mike unfortunately has a fetch as he plays out a Misty. He cracks it, mills a Sylvan Library, and finds a tropical island onto the battlefield. Fahim has a Badlands and casts a Copper Tablet. Hidden untaps, takes one, mills a Deadly Rollick, and draws for turn. He plays out a Swamp as land and taps out for his commander Talion, with Hidden naming 2. Brennan is safe from his crypt and takes one from the tablet. He plays out a Swamp and takes another one to cast Holdred.
I mean, it's a 2-minute.
I would like for the record to be out of this game.
Oh my goodness, this is brutal. Yes.
Pognify that shit, please.
Thank you.
That is correct.
Mike takes one, mills one, and then draws.
It's for the folks at home.
Oh, sorry.
He plays a Rejuvenating Springs as land and taps it for a Mana Vault. Fahim takes one and mills. He plays out a Mountain and for 2 casts a Cabal Ritual. This triggers Talion to draw Hidden a card and mill Fahim for 2 more cards. And to add insult to injury, Mike responds with a Flusterstorm, countering the ritual, with Fahim ending his turn with a Sensei's Divining Top. Hidden plays a Clearwater Pathway, and remember he needs to take 1. He mills a Tainted Path, and for 4 casts a Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, who resolves copying Talion, with Hidden naming 1 this time. Hidden then ends his turn, sending the original Talion at Mike for 3, milling him for 3 more cards. Brennan takes 1 from the tablet and 3 from his crypt, but luckily doesn't have to mill any. A Riverglide Pathway then comes out, with him now having the mana to cast his commander Nekusar, which triggers Talion, but the commander is good after that. Okay, Mike untaps, takes 1 from the tablet, and mills 1. Then, with Nekusar out, we'll draw 1, take 1 damage, mill 1, then draw another 1, take 1 damage, and mill 1. But for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to shorten this for the future turns. Now, though, on his main phase, Mike taps out to cast his commander Tatyova, following that up with a Yavimaya as land. He gains a life and draws a card, with Nekusar then triggering, losing him the life, and milling 1 more. Fahim takes 1 from the tablet, 2 from drawing, and mills a total of 3 cards. He plays a Prismatic Vista, cracking the fetch to look for a land, but has to mill 1 first. He finds a Swamp and then taps 4 for his commander, ending his turn with a Mox Amber. So now we need to add the Nixilis triggers into the mix as well. But for the short of it, Fahim will get 3 triggers off Hidden, with Hidden then on his first main casting a Gilded Drake. At first he wasn't sure what to take. Nekusar loses him a lot of life. Tatyova will draw him cards and gain him that life back, or the that is going to grow pretty fast. He debates for a little bit, but settles on Ob, as the commander will lethal him out pretty quickly if left unchecked. But Fahim does have a response, as he casts a red elemental blast to try and stop the swap. This will trigger Talion to lose him 2 life and mill 2, and with hidden drawing, lose him 1, trigger Ob, and mill hidden 1 as well. But hidden does have a swan song to stop the blast. But now Mike has a response, as he pays 2 life into a mental misstep, targeting the swan song. Talion triggers again, with Mike milling 4 in total. Hidden draws, loses him 1, mills, and Fahim gets 1 more Ob trigger. And with that, Hidden is out of responses, so the stack starts resolving. But Hidden isn't done with his turn just yet, as he uses his floating colorless and a swamp to cast an Animate Dead on the Drake to start the process all over again, with the table now not having any answers to stop the swap. Hidden then casts a Jeweled Lotus and ends his turn with combat, sending the original Talion at Brennan for 3. Brennan is safe from his script and only takes 1 from the tablet, netting Hidden an Ob trigger. Brennan draws 2 for free and then plays out an Ancient Tomb. He needs a red off his Sulphurous Springs, which triggers Ob, with him then taking 2 more off of his tomb to put a Wheel of Fortune on the stack. Although he holds priority, as he also then flashes in a Notion Thief. This triggers Talion to have him lose 2, with Hidden drawing another card, taking 1, and milling. Then, with the Thief still on the stack, Mike casts a Worldly Tutor. He takes 2 off Talion, Hidden draws, mills 1, with Mike then finding a Gilded Drake to put on top. But the Thief and the Wheel end up resolving, with Brennan drawing a total of 28 total cards.
Did I not draw a single 0 drop? I did not.
Go to discards.
Are you wild? That's crazy. I did play land for turn.
With Brennan actually having to pass there, discarding due to hand size. Mike untaps, takes 1 from his tablet, and this time his extra card drawn actually goes to Brennan, losing Mike only 1 life. But now he also has a tap vault, losing 1 more, and triggering Ob for a total of 3 times. With Mike not having anything else to do actually with his turn, and passing after that. Fahim takes 1 from his tablet, 1 from his draw, mills 2, draws Brennan a card, and triggers Ob twice, with Fahim then playing his exiled Wooded Foothills. He does debate cracking it to give Ob another counter, but ultimately decides to just tap it for a green and cast a Felwar Stone. This triggers Talion to have him lose 2, mill 2, with Brennan drawing again. Fahim then casts in a Braid, triggering the whole Talion spiel again. But Brennan is quick with a Fierce Guardianship to stop the destruction of his Mind Crank. Hidden then heads to his turn, loses 1 from the tablet, draws, mills, and gives another card to Brennan. Hidden then plays out his exiled Cephalid Colosseum, following that up with a Spark Double, which enters as a copy of Nekusar, except this one has a +1/+1 counter. Hidden then heads to combat, sending his team at Brennan, who is actually at 22 and can't take the hit, taking him out of the game. Mike untaps, and at least there's no Mind Crank making him mill, as he takes 1 from the tablet and 2 from his draw step, with Mike once again passing his turn. Fahim takes 3, draws 2, with Hidden getting 3 more Ob triggers, with Fahim on his main phase demonic tutoring. This triggers Talion, and with the tutor on the stack, Hidden casts an exiled Offer You Can't Refuse, which counters the spell and gives Fahim 2 treasures, although they don't stay long, as he cracks the treasure for a Wishclaw Talisman. Hidden draws again, but the artifact resolves. Fahim then cracks the talisman to go searching. He unfortunately doesn't have a homeward path in the deck, but goes looking for anything. He finds a card to hand and then casts a Twin Flame on his Gilded Drake. Talion triggers again, with Hidden then casting his exiled Miscast. But Mike had promised Fahim backup, as he casts a Swan Song. He'll take 2 off Talion, but Hidden then fires off a Fierce Guardianship.
Did you just draw that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's had that in his hand for a while.
The Fierce then counters the Twin Flame, with the Swansong then hitting the miscast to get Hidden a bird as well. Hidden untaps, takes 1, and draws 2. He's pretty sure he has the win, as he pays a blue to Otawara his Gilded Drake back to hand. He then heads to combat and sends the Obnix at Mike, with his 2 Talions, a bird, and a clone Nekusar heading at Fahim, with Hidden then clinching the game with a Mononic Betrayal into a Wheel of Fortune, to take Fahim out with the Nekusar triggers. Game review. Man, does it feel good when you win with your opponent's stuff. From the stolen Ob to the clone Nekusar, that's the risk you pay when you have such good cards out. But in all seriousness, I really thought it was going to be Brendan and Nekusar that were going to take the win. And it was really just sheer luck he didn't draw any more acceleration off of his 28 card wheel, and just couldn't go off from there, leaving him actually just dead on board from the backswing. But I think overall the person I feel most bad for was actually Mike this game, as it was just out to get him. From Shieldred, Nekusar, and a Notion Thief, his strategy of drawing a lot of cards really suffered. And while he did have some pretty nice counterspells, the ones he deployed really didn't put him in any advantage state, so he fell behind. Just as Fahim did when he lost his commander. I'm not gonna lie, Nixilis is a great deck built around his commander, and unfortunately, getting it counterspelled off his first attempt and then losing his commander on the second really hampered his plans. Although I know for certain he's going to be adding a Homeward Path into his list for the future. Thanks to everyone that joined for the game, and before everyone leaves, I want to thank our special Patreon members, Slyfox, Tango Down, and Holy Septic for their support of the channel, along with all of our other Patreon supporters as well. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.